Good evening, everyone. Hopefully, you can all hear me okay. I see quite a few of you in the chat already, so yeah. Hi, Jazz, you okay? Steve's here. Kaz, Paul, Lincolnshire Lee, good evening. Mr. Rimmer, good evening. So yeah, is the audio okay, guys? Mike, I'll trust you to tell me because if Steve tells me, he just says what audio. This is the only problem with a lag. So yeah. Well, no one's told me the audio isn't working, so it's yeah. Yeah, yeah, you might well put laughing emojis on, Robbo. That's why I don't ask you, mate, because I don't trust you. For those who might have crossed over, and thank you so much if you have come across, because you've seen Bad Cats shout out for us, or you just massive fans of Aimee. It's thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, it's just something that we try to do just to try and branch out the paranormal community and reach more people and just let's just get together and have like-minded chats. So yeah, even in Caroline. So yeah, it's good to see so many of yous in from the start. Anyway, and I know like Monday nights are a nightmare. Most of us are knackered after trying to get back into work mode and things like that. But yeah. So what I'm gonna do before the one thing I want to do before I start, but before I bring our start of the show on, is I just want to, for those that don't know, that we do events at Haunted Scouse. So we do still have some places left for the event at Hoylake Parade on Saturday, the 26th of September. Now, we usually do this cheaper, but tickets are £50 each because the venues had to put their price up. And, just like anywhere else, these venues, they do try to keep the price down, but the costs go up for them as well. So yeah, I think we've got 10 places left, and they are the only places we've got left in 2026. All of our other events are sold out. Norton Priory is sold out. Mill Street Barracks is sold out. Bronigarth is sold out. And even on the 2nd of January, our Nugent Park event is sold out. So yeah, this is the last one that we've got some places left. So if you do want to join us, either drop us an email at hauntedscouse@gmail.com or head over to the Facebook page and drop us a private message there. As I say, tickets are £50 each. There's free parking on site. You get hot and cold drinks. You get as much chocolate as you can eat before you're sick. You get mawams. We spoil you rotten. So yeah. For everybody that's in the chat that's been to our events, you know the score. The diet goes out the window at a Haunted Scouse event. So yeah, so I think with that said, without further ado, I think it's time to get our guest on, and because that's why yous are all here anyway. So yeah, let's bring this young lady on screen.
Hi,
How you doing, mate?
I'm good. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. You're looking all cozy there.
I am so cold.
Behave yourself.
Yeah, I feel cold.
Thought
It's
you
a hot
Mancunians were
day.
meant to be tough,
We are. We just get too bored. Not being used to the rain for a while.
especially in Manchester. You know.
It's been glorious. It's been boiling. Too hot to be fair. But
Yeah,
now it's on cold.
yeah. How are you anyway?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, because I know our lot. When we go to the events and everyone gets together, I know it's one thing that, especially when I said I am looking at doing some collaborations going forward whilst Adam's working away, and the first name that everyone says is Aimee. You need to get Aimee
Oh,
on another one.
I'd
So
love
yeah,
that.
the excitement. You know, they've they've only. I mean, I know obviously everyone's only come to see you, and that is absolutely fine with me. I'm used to it. I mean, I always say it's like I teamed up with Adam because I knew he'd bring the viewers in.
And the dogs.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure he set me up that night. You know, of all the names for that dog to be called, Blue.
Belter.
Yeah, that thought's never crossed my mind. Actually, you might be onto something there.
That will never, ever, ever grow old. That never.
Oh, and that's why every couple of months I throw it up just to cheer everyone up. It's like the more I
Oh,
watch it, the more I feel sorry for the owl fella. It's like as time goes on and the wounds heal.
oh, oh God, that was
But yeah,
funny.
so basically, the way we're going to start this tonight, guys, is Amy has very kindly said that we can share a video of basically what has been taking up so much time and what's took her away from the paranormal. So I'm gonna play the video, and I know a lot of you do follow Amy, and Amy proudly shares a lot of videos of her son Shy. But let's just watch this video and then we'll discuss it. So yeah, here we go.
9 Born to Move. Striking a pose, striking a pose, striking a pose, striking a striking a pose, striking a pose, striking a pose. Take off your idols, take off the runway, take off the Cairo, take off the sandal, pay 5 days straight, take off for the final. Take off the fuck flag, take off perception, take off the cop with the hot patch, take off the allure, take off the unsure, take off the social cow.
And there he is, mate. He only went and bloody won it, didn't he? So
He
for
did.
those that don't know, you know, that's Amy's son Shy, and he is now a world champion. You know, not just any champion, a world champion. It was honest to God. It's here he is. So I have to say, Mr. Billings on. Evening, Adam. You okay, mate? Hope you're okay over there.
Hello.
Yeah, he's practicing them moves now. That's what he's gonna. You know, state Robbo. I don't think my back's hurting just watching that. Let alone have a go myself.
He did amazing. He's done so good. He's just he's he's grown and grown so much, and he does his own choreography as well. He choreographed it all, edited all his own music. Um, yeah, that's his life, dancing. So yeah, it's amazing. Very proud.
No, honest to God, mate, it's like the amount of effort that that he's put into it all. It's just phenomenal. I mean, this is the amazing thing of forming friendships in the paranormal community, is that we get to follow the journeys. It's like that's why me, you, and Adam have always got on so well together. Because we we are family orientated, and we are, you know it's about sharing things. And so when people come in and you've met the Haunted Scouse family, and it's you know we don't mind talking about ourselves, because we're not like it sounds like the Michael Jackson at the start of Thriller here. We're not like other teams. I'm not going to turn into a werewolf. This hair's gone forever. But we're not like other teams in that way of, we let people in.
Yeah.
And that's where it's been absolutely amazing to watch his journey, with the Europeans last year, and then this, mate.
Because we're real people. We're just normal people, human beings with families, and um, but the paranormal side is just a hobby for me, which I love. I absolutely love. But the family will always come first, always.
No, exactly. But yeah, we may well finish this chat with another look at that video as well, because it's just, honest to God, he does one little move in it, and every time I watch it, it's one where he pulls one leg up and kicks the other leg up with it,
Yeah.
and it's just, I go straight to that. I mean, I say, most people that know me know I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan, so it's like, like my mum even bought me the red pants when I was a kid.
I used to have plasters on my fingers. My mum used to go mad because he used to go through a box of plasters. And he used to take us to school and put plaster on my fingers because he used to wear the tape.
Yeah.
And I remember me and my cousin fell out over the badge poster because I got the badge poster before her. And I had a glittery glove as well. I love Michael Jackson. Love Michael
Yeah,
Jackson.
I mean, our youngest Grace came down. I mean, she's a lot of the guys have met her now, because we did a couple of charity events for a special needs school,
Love that.
and and Grace came down the stairs with one sock on at the weekend, and our eldest daughter said, "Why have you got one sock on?" And she just said, "Well, if Michael Jackson can wear one glove,"
Exactly.
and I just thought
Go
it
on,
was such a
Grace.
good answer, and I think part of it was actually serious. He's done the one glove, I'm going to do the one sock.
I love that. Oh,
Jazz, unfortunately not. I've tried for years to do the moonwalk, and the older I get, the harder it gets. I can just about walk forwards without creaking now.
you need to put some talcum powder on the floor. You glide. So yeah,
Yeah,
he's been so busy with his dancing. He's been dancing like 6 days a week. And then he has competitions over here as well. So he's been training for the world, doing national competitions. Um, Next month we're going to Sitges in Barcelona. He's got a dance masterclass for the weekend over there. He's got an audition for a world team that could potentially compete in LA in 2028. So he's doing very, very good.
yeah,
He's only 13.
that's the thing. And do you know what? It's like, Grace takes the mickey out of me massively, because one of my favourite songs is Dancing Queen. Well, it was until to meet Theresa May bleeding ruined it for me, like when she come on with like a puppet. But I've always been in a family where you've just been encouraged to be yourself, and that's where the love of that song comes from, because you can't dance to that in a manly way. You've just got to let yourself go, and that's
100%.
that's what I love about music, and kind of watching Shy with his um how he's progressing, and as you said, when you said he does his own choreography.
Yeah, he's done really good. He's gone from the little boy who used to hide and dance in his bedroom to, I'll never forget the first time I seen him on stage, and I thought, wow, where's this confidence come from? Never seen him like that. Very quiet. In general, he's quiet. And dance is like, for him, his dance is his family. All the people that he dances with, they're his second family. He absolutely loves it.
Yeah,
And the
brilliant.
confidence that he's grown in from going there, that's the best thing for me. To see him how he is now is
Yeah.
brilliant. Yeah,
So Adam's just saying the connection's not the best for him over there, so he's going to get team rewatch on this.
yeah.
Plus, he's 2 hours ahead or thereabouts, so it's yeah,
That's unbelievable.
it literally is a school night for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, as he's saying, it's glad to see you back out investigating. Anyway, to yourself, it's
Oh,
been too long, but
thank you, Adam. I hope you're good. I hope you're enjoying the hot weather over there. I'm freezing with a blanket on.
but yeah, listen, honestly, I'll catch up with you through the week anyway. Ad, take care, mate. But yeah, as you say, it's been so nice just to when I seen him at the European ones, and he just had the time of his life and everything. You just see he enjoys it, and yeah, getting the recognition, whether world champion is absolutely amazing. But he just
Unreal.
loves dancing,
Yeah.
that, and that's the thing. I think he's not a your titles are great, but just that love of what he does.
His reaction did me because when they announced that he'd won the gold medal, he just broke down crying. It was almost like he couldn't believe it. And he does that every time. Whenever he competes and he comes first, it's like he's come first for the very first time in his life. Every time.
Well, I was
So
going to say
humble.
that photograph on the right there, that'll probably be the one you're on about. It's like
Yeah,
and it's just the face says it all.
yeah.
It's like he's so confident, but then there's also the nice thing, and we know he gets that from yourself. There's a modesty in that reaction to
Yeah,
that, in
definitely.
that
Definitely.
he believes in himself, but to actually win it, you can see in his face. It's like, oh my god, me.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, it's very well deserved, and it's but yeah, honestly, mate, you're raising a good one there.
He's a good kid. He's a really good lad. Very lucky.
So does he get any of his dance moves from you?
Do you know what? Believe it or not, I used to teach dance when I was oof, 17. I used to teach dance at the local youth club. I love dancing. I love music. His love for music's probably come from me because I love music. I listen to anything. And I'd rather go be on a dance floor. I love and just dancing all night than be sat in a pub.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No, good.
it's not. I'm not as good as him. Bit creaky now, but yeah, I think his love for dancing and the music is definitely probably because of me because I've always got music on. Always. He's always been around music. Yeah.
Oh, good. What I'll do, I'll just throw this up. So if anyone, don't be throwing any questions in yet, guys, but maybe have a little think, and we'll put Amy on the spot with some of your questions before we finish tonight. But yeah, it's what we'll do. We shall get back to the paranormal, and I want to talk about a specific location, and you probably know exactly which location I'm going to bring up on screen.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Antwerp Mansion.
when did you? Was that one of the first places you ever investigated?
Yeah. The first proper private location as a team. Yes, Antwerp Mansion. Yeah. It's an interesting place. I love the history. Brilliant the history.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. That I mean, it was brilliant when we had you there with us when we went there to host an event, because of how much knowledge you had, and everyone still talks about that. It's like if we ever go back there to do another event, they said, I need to make sure you're there, because it's I mean, they just bin me off anyway. I'd say I just bring the kettles and the biscuits, but yeah, it's they always say if we go back there, then need to make sure you're there, because you just your knowledge of the area and the place, and that I think that's another thing as well. You do your research on
Yeah.
locations, and is that what kind of started the ball rolling with being knowing so much about Antwerp?
Yeah, because I go into the rabbit hole me. I when I start researching, I can't stop. I have to find out as much as I can. That's just, I've always been like that. That's with anything. I will deep dive and I'll find as much as I can. I end up on like local websites and archives and end up getting in touch with people and stuff, and it's been interesting. Um, so, but to me, the paranormal and the history go, it's hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. That's, yeah, I love the history side
Yeah, as you said, I mean that's exactly where Haunted Scouse came from. Was me and Adam having a love of history,
of it.
and we wanted to investigate the history,
Yeah, yeah,
not just investigate the location. If you've got a name to call out and you know that person lived there, the odds on you getting some kind of reaction is
yeah,
far greater than if you're saying, are you there? Is that you? And we all do it. We get caught in the same trap of,
yeah.
we all say the same things. It's like a script, a
It,
paranormal
it
investigator
really,
script.
really is. Yeah, it really is. And I look back and read this and I think, oh God, because you say the same thing over and over. And it's frustrating. But when you have something to possibly go off, and you can always try, if you don't get any response or any reaction, then fair dues. But you've got something to go off from. Um, but when it's boring. It's yeah, I find it boring without knowing something about the place. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, is that, I mean, I wouldn't say we're lazy with our research nowadays, but we have the wonderful Tabitha, who's one of the Haunted Scouse family,
yeah,
who just, she's absolutely amazing with the research she does. So, you know, that she's the first one to know when we've been out filming something, because we'll tend to like throw her the files off the spirit talker and say, is there anything that jumps in on there?
yeah.
It's and then some of the stuff that that Tabitha's come up with for us has just brought things to life in an episode, where sometimes she's sent me it and I've edited it, and she sent me something and I've gone, oh, I'm gonna have to put that bit back in now. You know, it's because you think, there's no relevance on that. Everywhere has a Charles and a William, and then
Oh yeah,
Tab sends something through and goes, yeah, there was 3 Charleses and 4 Williams lived there, and you go, right, that's going back in.
it's like piecing the jigsaw together. And it's amazing though. Do you know when you get something and then you research and you're like, oh my God, and it makes sense. They're the best. They're the best moments, really. They're
Yeah.
brilliant.
So I just put me this is me mum, Maggie. My mum was the one whistling last time when we were trying to film something in Antwerp. Yeah, Amy's got Bluetooth headset with a built-in microphone. So if Amy's
Excellent.
is a little bit echoey or a little bit breaks up every now and then, that's why. So yeah, do not adjust your sets.
Yeah, but Outback Mansion, it was the first one that we did as a team when we had as a team, and very interesting as well. If something happened that night that I still could never explain, but it terrified me. Yeah,
So where is the scariest location you've been?
yeah. Oh, that's hard.
'Cause, I mean, obviously, when for anyone that's been watching Amy for a long time knows that literally getting on a bus scares Amy, and so
I'm
yeah.
getting better.
So I mean it's the one thing that everyone says, that's what we all love about watching you, is that it doesn't matter what it is. It's like it'll be anything. It's like someone breathes, and Amy
What was
jumps.
that?
Yeah, exactly. But
um,
has there been one, or is there one standout paranormal experience that over the last 4 or 5 years?
I tell you where it was brilliant, and we've done it twice. It was me, Jasmine, and Kat, and Jazz's mum. We went to Thorn Workhouse. So it's Thorn Sea Cadets. It's the old Union Workhouse. So there, the first time we went, we was on the back corridor. Um, the door handle. Something was squeaking. It sounded like the door handle was moving, but it wasn't. And then the door was like it was being pushed open, but it wasn't moving. Um, the oddballs that we captured on that invest and was going back over our footage were just crazy. Footsteps, everything. The second time we went, it was a really quiet, slow build. It was hard. It was really hard. And
Yeah.
we were struggling. And then, clear as day, footsteps walking above us. They were that loud we could follow them where they started and where they finished. And I was like, what on earth? There's only us in there. We had the key. We like open up, and then when we leave, we lock up and go. Crystal clear, and I mean crystal clear. That was mind blowing. It, it was that loud. We actually thought somebody had come in. The time before that, the first time we investigated there, um, it's that we thought someone had come through the front door, like someone had kicked through the front door. It was that loud. And we had to get up and go and check because we thought someone had come in and there was nobody there. It was very, very eerie place, very interesting. You don't need loads of equipment there because you will hear it and you will feel it.
Yeah, because I mean that's the one thing I was going to say. Because sometimes, and I don't know whether it happened on that. Were you filming at the point of the footsteps?
Yeah,
Did
we were
the
taught. Yeah,
did
we
the
were
audio
taught.
capture them?
Yeah, I've not released that video yet. I've not even had time to do any editing or anything, but that was brilliant.
Yeah, because
Really
that's the
good.
frustrating thing is, and I know it's sadly it's no longer there now, and it was a big thing in what we were trying to do in the early days of Haunted Scouse was save Walton Hall,
I
and
know. So
with
sad.
you saying about the footsteps,
Yeah.
and I always remember we went back the second time to do that year's Halloween episode, and I was sat in the car, and Adam was in there on his own because I'd gone first. I always lose the coin toss. I don't know why we bothered doing a coin toss. I may as well just go in first. It's it about 5 coin tosses, and I've lost them all. And I get to call it as well. But I remember Adam on the walkie, have you come into the building? It's like, no, mate. And I was doing an Instagram live at the time, so it was great. We could tally it up where I was exactly with the video when I was editing it to show that I wasn't. I was sat in the car. And so I finished my Instagram live. Adam was saying he could hear 2 men talking and walking up. There would, you've been to Walton Hall, haven't you?
Great.
The
It was
the
a great place.
Yeah, the back steps, which were
Yeah.
the smaller ones, he could hear 2 men walking up there
Yeah.
and talking. But obviously, I was outside, nobody got in, and that was But it was one of them frustrating things. As much as I enhanced the audio, nothing, and there was a lock-off camera near to the doors as well. But that's the other thing. It's like it's brilliant when you capture it,
Yeah.
but it's frustrating sometimes. You experience things and you go, I can't wait to listen back to that. And
Yeah.
I've got my headphones on and I'm listening back and I go, it's not there.
I tell you what I thought was brilliant was the ancient memory. All that footage you had to go through, and then
Yeah.
you capture the shadow, the shadow figure.
Yes.
That's for me. I watched that and I was like, oh, that is amazing. I would love to have captured something like that.
Well, do you know, I mean, funnily enough, my wife Suzanne always says that's one of her favourite bits
Yeah.
that's being captured. And when it went out, she was always frustrated, or still is. Why isn't that picked up more? And compared to other stuff that
Yeah.
goes stratospheric, that's just the way it is. Unfortunately, it's you can have the best evidence. I mean, 30 East Drive, we caught a shimmer going across by the bed
Yeah.
twice. But yeah, that shadow. I mean, I was so happy that there was bunting in there, because I knew the first thing people were going to say was, "Oh, Chris, just edit it." It's if someone wants to watch 9 hours of that one lock off camera, they are welcome to watch 9 hours, because I had to watch 9 hours to get about 60 seconds worth of useful footage out of it, and 45 seconds was me and Adam eating sausage rolls on the sofa. you know, but the bunting I always point to when people watch that clip is it doesn't. You can watch the bunting and it doesn't flicker. Like, hang on, there was a glitch there. There's no glitch. There was a heater. You can watch the bunting and you see that shadow go across. And it's I mean, and the thing is, people need to, because we film in night vision. It was pitch black. So there's nothing to cast the shadow. There's no light. People have said to me, "Do you think it could have been a car going past?" And it's like, well, no, that room's below the level of the road.
Not a chance. That was probably one of the best things I've ever seen. And I've seen it. I was so happy for you because I think, oh, that's amazing. You know what, though, mate? No matter what you do or what anyone catches, somebody will always doubt it.
Yeah,
And that's just how it'll always be. Unless we actually get somebody who's a ghost and sits next to us and we film it and there's a full blown conversation, no one's ever going to believe.
yeah,
And that's what it
precisely.
is.
That's the thing. It's that's I know we've had the same conversation. When you have, you know you can have experts in the paranormal field, because it's such a varied field. It needs experts, but I don't think there's such thing as, some people label themselves professional paranormal investigators. I don't think there's any such thing,
How
because
can you be?
it's not
It's
been
not proven.
proven. Yeah, you can be a plumber, you can be an electrician, you can be a plasterer, because they are things that exist definitively. But what we're all trying to do is find our own little piece of proof.
Yeah.
But for people who label themselves paranormal, experts, it's, there's no experts. And as you said, we all have our own ways of doing it.
Yeah.
So, and it's I mean, you know my point of view on the whole debunking society. It goes too far. I'm all
Yeah.
for, if someone's blatantly just taking the mickey, then I'm all for somebody being called out. You're clearly faking stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a whole genre now of people using other people's content just to say, well, you're lying about that. But the reactions are in the moment. We can all go back after an edit and go, right, okay, we've now discovered what we thought was that we went, this, looking back at the edit, it was this.
Yeah.
But sometimes we don't get to go back to the location and
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
debunk it ourselves. So we put it out there. That's what we experienced. Nobody's saying it's 100% paranormal. But when you then get ripped apart on
Yeah.
on socials and on someone else's video, and it's like, well,
Yeah.
young on, you weren't there in that moment. I thought it was this, and I've got no footage that says otherwise.
Yeah.
And I haven't been back. But then you can't go back in the same moment anyway.
Yeah. It's really difficult unless that obviously whoever's there, whoever's debunking it is actually there at the moment. And obviously, as long as you as a person is being genuine with your edit, there's no reason why they can go in on you, if that makes sense. There's some people out there that do genuinely take the mic and do fake things and do over exaggerate, and I find that really frustrating because it makes it a lot more difficult for people like us, that do genuinely want to investigate the paranormal, find out what it is. And sometimes it's a rubbish night and absolutely nothing happens. It's talking to walls. I'll still put that out, um, because it shows that obviously something doesn't happen every time. Sometimes it's a really like a good night. Um, you'll put that out, but either way, you're never going to win.
Yeah,
Someone's always going to pick you apart. And do you know
exactly.
what? Now I've learned to just like go whatever, don't care. Comment what you want, don't bother no more. I used to get really offended. I used to get really upset and really like bothered by stuff. Like I think, why am I bothered about what you're saying about me? You don't know me. Why am I bothered about a comment you're making about me? You weren't there.
Yeah,
And As long as I know that I'm true and I'm not pulling the wool over anyone's eyes, I'm happy.
Yeah, precisely. And like Brendan's putting up there. I'll put his comments up again. And thanks for joining us in the chat as well, mate. Don't be scared to put out a video where nothing happens, because you know what you're trying to build is you're trying to build your little space in the paranormal. And that's the great thing. We want to learn about your personalities, because if people just keep putting out stuff because something happened, and they don't put out the stuff where nothing happened, then we're not going to get to know all these different investigators.
Yeah. And we're also not showing the true side of things because it's not like what you see in films. Every time you go out on an investigation, it's all singing and dancing and something's going off because it isn't like that. So for me, if you're not putting out the quiet investigations, yeah, they may not get the views that you want. That doesn't matter. It shows that you're not always getting activity. It shows the real life of what it is like investigating the paranormal. Sometimes it's so boring.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been out on investigations with Jasmine and Kat, and there was one of them. We just ended up like laughing and joking with ourselves because there was nothing happening. We still put that video out there was absolutely nothing happening,
Yeah.
nothing. But it just shows sat there freezing and just having a laugh. Um, but
Well, that's it. As Jazz is saying there, document the journey.
yeah,
Even the
exactly.
quiet nights are full of giggles, and that's the thing. It's like, me and Adam have got an episode coming up. We managed to film two while he was home. One being the Halloween special from Goodwick Castle, and the second one, the Gladstone Theatre over in Port Sunlight on the Wirral. And at one point, we just sat in the theatre and we just put the camera down, pointing at us, and we just sat talking. And then Adam's talking about how he used to take, one of the schools there that he taught in, and he always used to get picked on in the panto because most of the teachers were female. And it was like, right, okay, whoever Widow Twanky was, I'm having you, you know. But as we were just talking, we're saying to camera, this, for anyone that's watching us for the first time, you might be thinking, oh, is this all you do? And it's like, but this is the reality of a paranormal investigation. It's when you're just talking, all of a sudden there's a bang over in the corner,
Yeah.
or there's a noise behind you, because it's either trying to get your attention, or there's a curiosity of the fact you're just acting normal. You're not running around going, come on, let's have you.
Yeah. We went to the My Haunted Hotel, the Old King's Head. So I've been
Yes.
there many times before it was My Haunted Hotel. Anyway, we went this month, me and Jazz. And you know what? We had a brilliant night. But I think because there's a lot of energy consistently in that place. It's a pub, it's a functioning pub. Um, so it's not quiet. Um, it's busy. So it's normal, how a normal environment would be. So I think places like that you do get a lot more activity because there's that energy's been built up. And I think if you're in an investigation and you just sat there quiet, waiting for something to happen, sometimes it does, but not often. But I think when you're just chatting, being normal and doing normal things, having a nice talk, you're having a laugh and a joke and whatnot, you find things happen. And I do believe it's because the energy is built up,
Yeah.
because it feeds off you, and it's almost like a normality because you wouldn't be in the normal life, you wouldn't be sat there in silence in the dark with a torch on going, is anybody here? It's just be normal. I find more things happen.
Apparently it was you know, it was a bit warm there, was it, when you were at the
Oh,
hotel?
it was the hottest day of the year. It was awful. Oh my God. I've
It,
never felt sweat like it.
do you know what though? It's the hardest thing in the world to do a paranormal investigation when it's so warm, because it saps your energy anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, even like me and Adam, before he went to Q8 last year, we got one last episode. Then we went to Mill Street Barracks, and we realised we've been going there for 4 years doing events, and we'd never once hired it to just film just me and him.
No
We'd
way.
we'd always done something with Jamie and Jonathan, or with yourself and Moxley, and but so we'd never actually got it ourselves and Haunted Scoused it. And we did, and it was sweltering. I mean, literally, we were sat in one of the rooms upstairs, and the camera's there, and it's like, Adam's got his head on the desk, and you can see me nodding it. It was only like 11 o'clock, and you're thinking, we've got 2 hours, 3 hours to go here. So we ended up going back down into the cellar just because it was cooler and
Just to
kind of
cool
wake
off.
ourselves up. I think we stopped filming about 12 o'clock because we just looked at
Yeah.
each other. I can't do this. The energy levels just
No.
dropped.
Well, all
But
the cameras kept on cutting off. So we got the DJI minis, the small pocket ones,
yes,
whatever they're
yeah,
called, one of them. So it was that hot, they were overheating and shutting down. That's how hot it was. It was, oh. But that was a really good night. And we had some really interesting things happen. And what made it for me is it was very similar things that what I experienced before it was my haunted hotel. It was just a normal
yeah,
hotel, and it's very similar. And when we were talking to the lady that was hosting the night, and I said to her, I said, I came here first about 12 years ago, and explained what we'd experienced. She's like, oh my God. So it's the same stuff that's happening. So it's really interesting, and it was run really well. And we were very lucky because there was only me and Jasmine and another two ladies that were staying over that night.
yeah,
So it, it was good. It was a good night. Yeah.
yeah. Hi, Phil. Phil Barron from Haunted Happenings in the chat.
Hi, Phil.
So I've got to say hello to where's he gone? Where's he gone? Where's he gone? Mate, Big Ronnie. You haven't met Big Ronnie, have you? Or have
I've
you?
not. I don't think so. Have I?
You'd know he looks like Shrek without the paint. I'm one of the few, he's about 6'8" and he's massive. I'm one of the few people who can get away with that. But no, I hope you're well, Ron. Yeah, and Ronnie and his now fiance Krista actually met at a Haunted Scouse event in Shrewsbury Prison as well. So
No way. That's
yeah,
brilliant.
it's
I
like
love
we're a
that.
dating agency as well now. We do
You're all
everything.
round
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, so no, it again, it goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning. That's why we've always got on so well because we're about people.
yeah.
And that's the thing. And if I was sweating there, he's laughing. We're all right. We're all right. But no, it's we're all about people, and that's the
Yeah.
thing. That was the great thing. Obviously, we started Haunted Scouse events to bring in the money because we've always hired locations to go in. Oh yeah, my mum's telling me off now, and
Oh,
sorry,
you're in
mum.
trouble.
But yeah, and so we started the event for revenue reasons. We wanted to, obviously, Adam being a teacher more so, we couldn't be climbing in through windows and stuff because of his vocation. But it quickly became something more when the same people start coming back, and it's now we put an event up for sale, and we're having to turn people away that have been coming for 5 years because we try never to go over 20 people on most locations. It's not it's not like a lot of events you see a photograph and you're counting them, and
Oh,
you,
yeah.
you know how much they've charged, and you're thinking, Christ Almighty, how
God.
much have they made in one
Yeah.
night?
I like your events. Your events are really good. And I think the people as well that go, it's a family, it's so nice. And everyone's on the same wavelength. Um, everyone's lovely and they're kind. And it's a good atmosphere. It's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah. And you
Uh,
don't, you just let everyone do what they need to do. No one takes a mick. Everyone enjoys themselves.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
safe space.
It is a
That's the
safe
thing.
space.
Me and Adam have said a great source of pride is that 80% of the attendees are female,
Oh,
and
I love
and
that.
we still have like some females come on their own because we they've seen us on screen and thought, yeah, I could trust them.
Yes.
And that's a great source of pride. I mean, obviously, there's no escape for me. I'm absolutely surrounded by females. A wife, two
Yeah.
daughters, a mum, and a sister. So and then and every event, the wife and the mum are there to chaperone me anyway, and and tell me off. When I went on the events, but that's the nice thing. It's like me and Adam have said, and we proved it. I think it was last September. Adam had gone back to Q8, and we had an event in Staveley Hall in Chesterfield,
Yeah.
and we couldn't get there. Um, I think Suzanne had not been well, and we couldn't get there, and we made a last minute decision that no, it's going to be too much, and Mike and Kaz drove all the way over, picked up all the equipment, the kettles and all the snacks and everything, because they were staying over, and they took everything to Staveley. And but the great thing was there was like 14, 16 people um, that were there, but they were all the regulars.
Oh,
And I just recorded a video. Obviously, the video was ripping the piss out of Ronnie. It had to be. And it just said, everyone have a great night. And it was brilliant when Mike and Kaz came the next day to drop everything off. And they said, oh, brilliant night. We split into two teams, like you said. And everyone came back and they said, you know what made it work is that you are probably the only event company where they don't pull out the Ouija board from the drawer and say, right,
yes.
now two people are going to do the Ouija board and 12 are going to stand and watch them. Or
Yeah.
two people are going to tip a table and the rest of you just stand around and play with your phone for 10 minutes. We don't do any of that. It's an investigation. And that was lovely. Everyone sending us messages saying, do you know what? That couldn't have happened without you doing it the way you do it, the investigations at the events. You're training us to investigate, and that's and as you said, that's the way it should be.
Definitely so. I enjoyed it. I went to Antwerp Mansion, so I did there, and I just went along with your investigations. Like, and then afterwards, we filmed when everyone went. So if you filmed a bit of the event, but I enjoyed just being part of the investigation, not
Yeah,
holding a camera, and it was a really good night. Really, same as Mill Street Barracks, exactly the same.
yeah.
You know, it's nice to get involved in an investigation, not having to worry about where your camera's facing and this, that, and any of that. Because I hate that. That does me head in, that side
Well, yeah.
of it.
Well, that's why we stopped filming the events in the end, because it was. I mean, it was that, and the fact I couldn't be asked editing them, because it's like herding cats with all that. So it's like you know, you're worrying about getting everyone in shot, and in the end, we just went. You know what? If we don't film it, we can enjoy it, and that,
Yeah,
as you just said, it's nice to be amongst a group of people
yeah,
that that actually all just enjoy it.
definitely, definitely. Yeah. I'd love to go back to Mill Street Barracks. Mill Street Barracks really intrigued me. That scared me to be fair. That is a scary place. It can be a bit unnerving, Mill Street. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, and that's the thing, because it's not. I know Jamie's getting back up and running with the Access Paranormal podcast now.
yeah,
So he's going to be getting more and more guests on. I know he wants to get yourself back on, but
yeah.
I have said to him, you've got your trilogy now, or the three of yous,
Three of
or
us.
or if Jazz's mum's there, the four of yous.
Yeah,
It's I think that'd make a good show.
yeah.
And that's that he is looking at, well, he started it back up and running now. So it's but yeah, and everyone likes Jamie. He's just one of.
He's brilliant. He's such a lovely bloke. And he's just that nice. He's lovely. Really nice. When I went there and did the podcast there with him, we had a great night. Really interesting night. To be fair, that night I remember being in where you all sit down and have your break?
Yes.
Um, this was before we went into the cellar because we did the podcast in the cellar, and we just sat there talking. Clear as day, we heard it sounded like I just had like a long swishy dress on, like material. And if someone was walking through, but with like you could hear the material. And I was like, what was that? and it was in through that way. We all heard it the once, didn't hear anything like it again throughout the night.
Yeah, because that's what a lot of people don't realise with Mill Street Barracks is when you're looking at the front of the building, the left hand side used to be homes.
Yeah,
So where you guys did the podcast, did that right down with the little fireplace on the wall?
yeah.
It's. I mean, apart from the fact that it's just, they just don't look up if you don't like spiders. It's
Oh
like it
no.
was. That's why it's like if anybody ever watches the one with me and Adam went there and we started filming in the same place, Adam's looking all cool and I just look like Gollum. I've just got me hood up and it's like nothing's getting me. It's like I don't care if there's spiders webs. I've got no ego. I don't care what I look like on camera. I'm 50 in a couple of months, so it's that ship sailed a long time ago. I'd rather be safe from the spiders than looking cool.
It's terrifying. Do you know what? I'm not at the spiders. I'll never forget. Oh, it's when Louise used to come out of us, and we've been like exploring this one night, and she said to me, "You get down there," because I was small. I was small. I could get through, so I got through. And then, you know, if you can't get in, there's no access, and this, that, and the other. It was like a big old church building, just for us to go and exploring. And I said, I can't see myself coming back out. I said, put the torch on, Liv. Put the torch on, and it was wall to wall with spiders. And I was just like, I can't move. So when you walk through, I'm like, I can't come back. I don't know what to do. And it was them ones, do you know the ones that have got like the really small bodies, like them long legs
Yes.
without the wings? Them. Oh, they were everywhere. Everywhere.
Well, that's
And
what the Grosvenor
horrible.
Ballroom
Oh,
in Wallasey we used to do there, and that was the same. Down in the basement, it was old cells and it had been flooded. It doesn't do paranormal now. It got an insurance payout finally, and it got all renovated to offices. But before we'd let anybody down there, me and Adam used to go down, and I'm proper terrified of spiders. But if the cleaner was scared of spiders, they must have hated us because we used to just grab the mops out of their buckets and go along, scrape it along the top of the ceiling, and then scrape it along the floor and throw it back in the mop bucket. But by the time everybody from Orlock came down, there was no spiders. It's just Adam still looking cool and me sweating.
it's awful. You think, oh, we've been some places, me and the girls have been like exploring, and some, oh, spiders. And I've never seen spiders' webs so thick in my life. And like a massive giant house spider sat in the middle of it. And oh, oh, if I can't see it, I'm all right. If I can see it, I'm.
Well, Steve's comment there saying Steve and Ronnie have become best mates through Haunted Scouse as well. We call them Tweedledum and Tweedledee now. But Steve saying he thought I liked spiders. See, I played a little mean trick on them at Clifton Hall, and I hid in the cupboard, and they were in the kitchen, and I was going, psst, and then them two were looking at each other, going, "Do you just hear that?" I said, I thought they could see me through a crack in the door, and then Ronnie's standing there with his cup. He's going, "I heard that, lad. Yeah." You know, so then, where did that come? It wasn't me jacket, was it, lad? And then I went, psst. I went, there it was again. There, I definitely heard it that time, lad. That wasn't me coat, then, was it? And then Steve comes over. I think it's coming from this door. So Steve goes over to the door, and I swear he's looking at me. And I thought I didn't mean to scare him as much because I thought he could see me. He opens the door, sees me. He screams. Ronnie's got his cup, and he screams. I can see my mum walking past the door to go to the toilet. She jumps and goes. So they started getting me back. They bought a pack. Oh, we go lost you temporarily. There, but you're back now. Yeah, you're back now. Yeah, I think you're laughing too much. But yeah, I can hear you. Can everyone else hear Amy? Okay. I don't know whether have your Bluetooth headphones run out.
Hang on, shut the door. 1 minute.
I can still hear you.
So I can hear me through my phone. Oh, oh.
I can still hear you. Can everyone else still hear Aimee? Because we lost you temporarily.
I can still hear you.
Just making sure everyone else can still hear you. Right, people are saying they can't hear you.
Right, give me a minute. One sec. We go on my settings.
Yeah, so they're saying, yeah, they can hear you, but it's very faint. So I think maybe.
Right,
There we go, you're back.
I'm back. So the settings changed. Big fat thing out there. Yeah. The settings must have changed. Don't know
All
how.
right. Oh, well, you're back. And I told you, it's the curse of Haunted Scouse.
It is.
Yeah.
Right,
Apologies
good,
if
good,
anyone
good.
can hear the dog barking, by the way. Our little Yorkie's giving it the biggin in the back garden. But yeah, so Steve and Ronnie now leave spiders everywhere for me now. So that's their form of revenge. I was driving home from it. I think we'd gone to Bronigarth and I'm driving home and I'd got most of the way home and looked in the wing mirror and they'd even stuck two like round the wing mirrors. So it's like went to put petrol in, they'd pulled the petrol cap back and put two in there. So when I went to put petrol in, and then took my car to get it get a service, and when they lifted the bonnet up, went back to get it. They went, by the way, what's with all the spiders under your bonnet? I went, what? So they must have they dropped them down behind the vents. Honestly, they're in the bags with all the kit bags for the events and everything. You know, there's just spiders everywhere.
We went to my friend's caravan for I think it was April, and oh yeah, she's that funny. Anyway, so my friend bought mini ghosts. There must be about 100. Bought a bag of these mini ghosts off Amazon. And she said, go out with the caravan. So you've got to place them all around the caravan, but each day, and don't crack on that we've done it. So we did. So every day it's like, where are these coming from? Who are these? Where are these coming from? I don't know who these are and this, that, and the other. And it's, oh, it's the funniest thing ever. We've always just told her. But but if she put a post up on the Triada Bay group to say, does anybody know where these have come from? I keep finding them in the So the full weekend, there were just these mini ghosts everywhere, all over her caravan. We must have sent a potter because she couldn't figure out where they come from.
Now we know what to look out for. Yeah.
Oh, it was funny. I love
So
stuff like that.
my next question for you,
Mhm.
and if you'll pardon the way it's phrased, I have kind of put a face next to it going, I couldn't think of a better way of putting it, but have you done the ram?
No, I'm not.
And
But I'd love to.
when I wrote it, I thought there's got to be a better way of writing that. For anyone that I'll translate that for everybody else, which is have you investigated the ancient ram?
No, I'd love to. I would love to. Definitely would love to go there. That's one place I would 100% love to go to.
See, it's honestly, I always say to everybody, I've had a few people ask me because we've obviously done it twice now, and I would highly recommend it. And it's not. A few people have said to me, "Oh, it's quite expensive, though, isn't it? It's like £90 or £100 per person." And I've always said to them, "Well, think about what you get for that. You get it for, I think it's from 7 o'clock at night till 8 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah,
and in one of the oldest buildings in the UK.
brilliant.
And you literally just you get your key code, you let yourself in. You can use what was John's kitchen. There's a fridge, microwave, kettle. The one thing I always say is take your own kettle because it's a hard water area, so the kettle's obviously
Yeah.
full of lime scale. So you'll take your own kettle, but it's the the ram is one you girls have got to do. Honestly,
It's such an interesting place. warmth, it's everything about the building itself, the history. It's fascinating. It's I definitely want to go there.
It's a, it's a
Definitely
lo-
on my list.
it's a long drive. That's the main reason me and Adam haven't been back for like 3 years. Is it's a 3 hour drive there,
Yeah,
and you don't sleep. I mean, you get these places where they say to sleep over. You don't, because you're too busy trying to get content, and then you
yeah,
break. It's like having one night in a hotel. You don't have a good sleep because you know you got to be out by 11.
yeah,
So you're too busy worrying about getting up the next morning. But
yeah,
that's the only downside, is it's such a long drive. But it's worth the drive, honestly. It's and
yeah,
and you know, if you do it, make sure you do it in the winter, so that when you get there it's already pitch black,
yeah,
so that you get the full, the full effect of the
yeah,
ancient ram, because it's an amazing location. And like,
yeah,
we've had so many different experiences there, even to the point of being in the loft, the attic,
yeah.
and we could hear a cat purring, clear as anything. And it's on one of the episodes. It's the audio's picked it up, and it's like, there it is. There, it's like right in between us, and you could just hear.
Oh no.
And there's no cat. We even went out and shone the torch on the roof to see if there was a cat on the roof, in case it sounded like it was there, but it was up there. Obviously, they don't have any pets in there, so it's not like they've got a pet cat. I mean, they've got the cat that's in the
They've got
case
the
that they
cat.
found behind the wall. But yeah, I mean, we didn't experience that the first time, but the second time we did. And it's honestly, it's an amazing location. Honestly, that, although it's a bit more on the expensive side, it's so worth it, because
Still worth it.
you'll get so much content out of it. And I'm sure they have like Wi-Fi you can connect to as well. So for YouTubers like us, it's brilliant, because you can maximize it by going live as well.
Yeah,
You can get a bit of footage done, and then you can say going live at 7 till 8. And even if you go over to like 7:30 or something, because you've got a bit a bit of time left over, then it's you've got all night to film your episode.
yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely want
But
to go
Steve Robbo putting up there, Chris loves the ram. It's where he gets his privates felt.
there.
So for anyone reading that in the chat, what I will just explain there is that the first time that we went to the ancient ram, we were doing the Estes method in the witch's room, and it did feel like a hand, cupped my Uji Watsits.
I remember that.
And
I do
it was,
remember
so it was you. But did you know what, that's probably one of the scariest things that's ever happened to me, because it's only afterwards you think, what if they didn't let go? How'd you get that off? There's nothing there to go, yeah, turn that in. It's like, how do you remove an attachment like that?
But you know what? It's interesting though, because that's one of the known things, well, one of the reported things that does happen there.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
they've been touching in places where you don't want to touch.
Yeah, and that was certainly the case. It was, and and again, it's not, it's not something for any. It was good that episode was so far down the line. People had got to know our personalities. It wasn't something that, we're not a vulgar channel, so it's not like that's the kind of thing that we would come out with. It's what happened, and before I could stop myself telling everyone, I'd told everyone. And obviously I'm still sat there with the headphones on and the blindfold or whatever, doing the Estes method, and it's like, well, hang on. So, but yeah, pure relief when it like it let go. But it was like, yeah, it was at least, I mean, the good thing was it was on camera, so at least the wife could see. It was you go home
That's
from
something you expect to experience, though, isn't it?
exactly, coming home to tell Suzanne, guess what happened to me last night. But no, honestly, you guys have, you need to do it.
Yeah.
It would it would I think you get so much great content, and it's a big enough location for you to, even if there's three of you, to split off and do your own thing.
Yeah.
You've got the barn, you've got the attic, you've got the bishop's room and the witch's room. Although the scariest thing about the ram is when you're downstairs and you realize you need the toilet because you got to go upstairs and then along a corridor to go to the toilet. So
Is it
that's
scary? Does it feel scary? The atmosphere?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. The first time we went back the second time because the first time got us, and we felt we'd let our audience down in that we wanted to do solos
Yeah.
and we let the location get to us, and it's like for those that I know there's a lot of other teams in the chat tonight, and you'll all know exactly what I'm talking about when I say a location gets to you.
Yeah.
Once your backside goes, you don't get it back. You know,
Very true.
it's like you want some. You allow yourself to overthink everything, and you just can't pull yourself back. It's just every time you think about it, once your backside's gone, it's gone. And it's like that's the great thing about being able to go back and revisit the location because we went there specifically to do the solos. And you're right, we're gonna do it this time. We've got to. Not saying it wasn't sketchy because we were still filming in night vision and it's still pitch black, but we'd got over that initial fear factor thing, and that's one of the only locations that's ever done that to us. You know, 30 East Drive didn't. I could sit in 30 East
Yeah.
Drive all night.
Exactly the same for me. I think the girls would say the same as well. That's exactly the same there. 35, I was pretty chill there, to be fair.
Yeah, because that was the nice thing. Because I know you'd been there as part of an event thing, but you guys hired it for yourselves as well, didn't you, to go back? And it's so you got the. I think that's when you get the full experience of it. But you did what we did. You just immersed yourself in it, put the kettle on, have a cuppa. I think you lot threw your pajamas on and everything, didn't you? The
Oh, yeah,
pajama
we got
party.
comfy. We got well comfy. Definitely. Oh, God.
So I've got a couple more questions.
Yeah.
Right, the first one. It's to quote a good Manchester band. Are you back for good? As far as
Yeah.
the paranormal goes.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Definitely am.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right. So I know you're probably gonna not tell me, but are there any locations that you've got coming up?
I've not got anything planned as of yet. I'll be back out with the girls. I'm looking to be going out with Ghost and Trent. And no, I've not had anything planned as of yet, but I am back.
No, good.
Now I've got all these samples out of the way. I mean, we're going to Barcelona next month at the end of the month. But that is it now. So I can throw myself back into it.
No, you've been missed, mate. You have.
I've really missed it. I've really missed everybody, and I've missed the community. I've missed like uploading videos and the chats, and I've really missed all that side of it. Sorry, my dog. When you do when you do your premieres and you chat to everybody, and
Yeah.
I've really missed that side of everything. So yeah, I've missed everything, but I've just literally not had no time or headspace to do it.
Do you know? And that's the thing. So, it goes right back to the beginning of the chat. It's family first.
Yeah.
In the same way, this last couple of years on Haunted Scouse, we've had so little content to put out because there's been stuff going on, with both of us on both sides of like, family stuff and health stuff and things like that.
Yeah.
And, it's we've not been, more so me, I've not been shy in saying to people, 12, 18 months ago, mentally I was in a bad place, and
Oh yeah.
and I wasn't in the mood to be going out filming stuff. I needed to concentrate on Chris for a change.
Yeah.
And you can get caught up in it, and it's good that obviously I'm in a much better place now thanks to changing jobs and support from family and that. But it didn't. There wasn't one part of me that went, oh, but I've got to keep the content going out. So we've got our core audience. You've got your core audience.
Yeah.
That's why I shut the door. I'd have a cat sat behind me there. I'd have a little Yorkie's head banging up and down here somewhere.
But I know where you're coming from because I've been in the same like with kids. I both spoke about it, and it's difficult. Like I struggle, like your headspace, and it's hard. It's really difficult. And then you have had people, family illnesses, people passing away. It's a lot, and trying to keep on top of everything as well as your home life and keeping your sanity. It's difficult. Sometimes you just need to stop. Enough's enough. I need to take a step back and you know look after myself and people who need looking after first, and the hobby comes after. I can always pick up the camera again and film whatever I want, but I can't. I can't burn the candle at both ends, and I got to that point where I were, and it's
Yeah.
exhausting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, put Brendan's comments up there. Listen, mate, honestly, it's I hope you're okay, and it's like, don't get caught up in there's too many people in the paranormal that it's ego,
Yeah,
and some of them, they can't let go. It's like the minute I'm stepping away from all the drama, and then
yeah.
they're back the next week because they miss
Oh,
it,
I
because
can't be doing with
they,
it. It
they've
drives
got
me
to be
mad.
part of it.
It
It's like,
drives me mad.
you know
Like people, I think some people. I mean, they can do what anyone can do what they want, but I think some people live in this YouTube bubble, and it's not for me. That not for me.
yeah,
I couldn't cope with that.
that exactly. It you feel like they're chasing something all the time
Yeah,
that they maybe did have, because a lot of these people have been doing it for so much longer than we have,
yeah,
and maybe they did videography as a as a vocation, so the much better, they've had the better equipment and everything, they've had the time to sit down and do long edits and everything.
yeah,
It's like, whereas we're doing it, we're going to work, coming home, trying to get an edit done, you
yeah.
know parking it up, going back to work, coming home, and then in amongst all that, you got family life as well and
It's
things like
difficult.
that. So it's that's why the more cameras me and Adam started to get, the more I started to think, oh God, we're going out
Yeah,
filming again. How many cameras are we going to use tonight? So
you dread it.
he'd
You
have
just
10 cameras in a phone box, him, if he couldn't.
but you start to dread it, and it shouldn't be that way. And that's when you know, like, when I get to that point where I'm like, I can't do this now. Come here, come here. I can't do this now. It's too much. I know that when to back off.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm battling the dog
Do you know, I noticed, I think it was Paul Roberts put in the chat before, seen the dog come in, and I'll put his comment up. He said, "Is that Blue?"
this dog of mine is just the biggest, fastest lump ever. It's like, he thinks a lapdog. He's trying to tell me this. He thinks a lapdog. He's so big, mad. He's like my shadow. Can't do anything without this. He's been laid down asleep, and then he's old now as well, bless him. He's heard the talking and thought, right, it's now my time to piss her off. That's what you'll do now. You have to touch him. It has to be touched. So yeah, I think when it gets too much, you just need to learn when to say enough's enough. Years ago, I wouldn't have done it, and I kind of, and you can't do that. It's too much.
Yeah, exactly. You got, thing is, it's like we've often thought, a couple of different reasons. We've often thought, why did our channel get to a certain point and then stop growing when we were putting out the content? And we even discussed the idea of, in the world we live in, was it the fact we had the word scouse in there,
Yeah,
because some people are so small minded, they'll see the word scouse, not going to watch them scousers.
yeah,
And it's like, but it's like, well, sorry, that's who we are. If you
yeah.
give us a chance, you'll find we're actually
Exactly.
two good lads.
Yeah,
And we go to work all day, and then we create the content for people to enjoy. We do the events for people to be able to experience the locations themselves, and enjoy an investigation. And that's the thing. I think it's easier to step back from it when you're thinking about it that way. We always say we were made up when we got 50 subscribers. I mean,
Yeah,
we were made up when we got three because we knew the first two was me and Adam.
yeah.
So when we had three, it was somebody else.
It's
But then
brilliant.
when you get your first 50 and 100, it's, like Brendan with Grave Encounters, watching that channel grow, it's because they're, another Whirl channel. And it's like you start, you celebrate every little milestone,
Yeah,
but appreciate. We always think back to that first 50, and we think if 50 people watch an episode, then that'll do. We were made.
100%.
If we got 10 views on it on the first episode, we would have been buzzing.
Yeah,
And so the fact of our views have dropped. We've never moved away from the quality or the way we do it, because the day will come eventually when the episodes will stop. I'm not getting any younger, and late nights are killing me off and everything on
yeah,
it. So there will come a point when the episodes will either stop altogether or become more sporadic. I
yeah,
hope the events keep going because we've made some really good friends on the events, and it's nice. Me and Suzanne have got a social life for the first time in 20 years after being
oh,
parents, because we both love the paranormal. But it's getting out there and meeting people,
yeah,
and then getting that feedback. If we put an episode out, most of the people that watch it are going to be there at the next event,
yeah,
and that's the that's the nice thing. I'd rather
definitely.
have that core set of supporters than have 100,000 subscribers and you're still only getting 5,000 views.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I think some people chase numbers, and I think when you do start and it's like you see your numbers going up, you're like, oh my god, that side of it can become a bit obsessed. Oh, it's with that side of it. I think when you are a bigger channel, you've got to be so consistent and on it, and it's almost like it sounds. I don't mean this in a horrible way, but sometimes the viewers of them big channels, it's almost like they expect you to, like your TV program, and
Yeah.
and it has to be like that. And if you've not put an episode, it's like, well, why is it an episode? No, it's
Yes.
almost like I don't want that. That's not for me. I couldn't cope with that because I always say to people, I am I've got a family, I've got a full time job that comes first before this. This is a hobby.
Yeah.
Um, and as much as I love documenting what we do and showing people that, I just see it as me being lucky. As a channel, it's me being lucky enough to share my experiences with other people who enjoy the paranormal, and that's how I look at it. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be. Don't. That's not for me. I can't stand anything like that. I get embarrassed when people recognise me, and I want to die on the spot. Um, so yeah, it's just I'm happy with how I am, and if I can dip in it, dip back out, dip back in. But I am back. Um, I know my views will just gone, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I've just started.
Yeah. Do you know
Well,
it?
it is.
Yeah. And that's exactly it. It's like, with Adam working over in Kuwait, that's where I've had the idea for the podcast for a while, but we just, for different reasons, we weren't doing a lot on the channel anyway, so it wasn't the right time.
Yeah,
And then Adam working away, it became the perfect time to introduce something new onto the channel.
yeah,
So at least if I do a monthly podcast, there's monthly content.
yeah,
We've got 2 episodes ready to go. I'm hoping to film 4 or 5 more episodes, and then I want to have a little mini series ready to have 6 months worth of episodes, and then
yeah,
if it's a 3 month gap before there's more episodes, then so be it.
yeah,
Because I'd rather have blocks of episodes now, as and when it's possible to film them.
yeah,
And that's the great thing with you guys. It's like seeing that you're going into locations now, and you can make such. I don't want to say better. In fact, I will say better, because there's nothing worse than an outdoor. Like I did Allerton Towers on my own, and it was every now and then I could just hear something nutter in the other side of the park shouting,
Yeah.
and you're thinking, is he coming towards me or what? And at one point I walked all the way back to the car thinking, that'll do for me, I'm on my own
Yeah.
here. And then I went, hang on, I've got 45 minutes on video here, I've got nothing to put out.
Yeah.
So I went, right, okay, back in. Figured, I've got a night vision camera, he can't see me. If anything, he'd shit himself if he come round and he saw me with just a glowing face in the middle of the woods. But you can't control the environment.
No.
And that's the great thing with you girls going into these locations where you can see it's so much different when you just sit down, you relax.
Yeah.
And as you said, you lock the door. There's 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 of yous in there. And if you're all in the same room and you hear them footsteps,
Yeah.
it's so much easier than
Brilliant.
I'm not knocking these channels that do all the outdoor ones, but
Yeah.
how can you say anything is paranormal if this building you're in has got no windows, no doors,
Yeah.
half the roof's missing, but that was footsteps upstairs.
Yeah.
It could have just been a pigeon coming in through the loft.
That's the thing. When it's controlled, it's so much better. It's brilliant. It's really, and also as well, you you're more settled, so you're not on edge. You're on edge as it is when you go to somewhere that's like an abandoned building. You everything's heightened more. You're in fight or flight mode because number one, you don't know if anybody else is in there. You don't know if it's safe. You don't know if structurally it's safe. I mean, all them things are constantly there. So everything's heightened. So when you go to a location which is a higher location, more of a controlled environment, you can investigate it properly. So if you do hear something or you do experience something, you can go out your way to try and figure out what it is, see whether you can debunk it or not. Yeah, it's brilliant. I love locations which are higher than just yours.
Yeah, well, that's it. And I mean, obviously for ourselves, we use multiple cameras. So you can't do that outdoors. You can't
No.
leave a lock off camera, and everything. So it's crucial for us, and again, that's where the events come into it.
Yeah.
But what I would say, guys, we've probably got about another 10, 15 minutes, if that's okay with you, Aim.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. So if anyone's got any questions, if you start putting the questions in the chat now, questions for Aimee, because obviously you most of you get to see me once a month, so there's nothing you don't know about me. So whilst we're waiting for a few questions to jump in, bit different on these last 2 questions.
Yeah.
What's your favourite horror film
Oh, so horror.
or genre? If not a film, it's genre or film. It's entirely up to you.
Do you know what I really love? And I could watch over and over and over. The Others.
Oh yes,
And
yeah.
I think, and I always say the reason behind that is because it gets me thinking, like, what if we are like the others?
Yeah.
What if we're the ones haunted? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I find it fascinating, and I love that film. I think it's a great film. Yeah, the others.
Yeah, because it's like it's echoes of Ghosts in that one, isn't it? It's like I mean, it's spoiler alert, but if you haven't seen it after 20 years, guys, what are you doing on a Haunted Scouse podcast? It's if you haven't seen the others, it's because it's the whole thing of Nicole Kidman not realizing that the 3 helpers that turn up are ghosts, and then you've got the 3rd ghosts in there of the ones who are in the as it is the modern day, who are doing the seance to try to make contact with ghosts that are there. So you've got that kind of the roundabout of like the kids know that what happened, but she doesn't realize.
It's brilliant, and I always think, like when they say like when they say about different planes. Are we on different planes? Is it different realms and stuff like that? And that's what gets me thinking about it. I think, I find it interesting.
Yeah, because we went to there's a few of us went to Clifton Hall last night because it was Paul Eaton, one of the Haunted Scouse family. It was his birthday, so there was only 6 of us. We just did a little private hire at Clifton Hall in Birkenhead, which if any teams are watching or yourselves, it's Sunday nights. Jeff, who runs it, he'll do I think he's put it out there now. He's saying it's £50 an hour, minimum 2 hours, and then after that second hour, then he'll discuss it with each individual team,
Yeah.
for the price on it. It's a great place.
Yeah.
But we did something. I don't know whether you guys have ever done it. Mobile phone experiment
Yeah, when you
where you phone someone's phone, and we did that, and we left one phone upstairs in one temple, and we went down to the basement, and we did get a few. Sounded like at one point somebody laughed, and I didn't video any of this last night. This was just friends hiring a venue to just be friends getting together, but it made us think. Did we confuse the life out of any spirits that were in
Yeah.
Clifton Hall because they could hear us, but we weren't in the room?
Yeah.
And that just jumped in my head with you saying about the others. It's like,
Yeah.
did we become the ghosts to the ghosts because they could hear us but not see us? Did we confuse the life out of the spirits because it's like, I can hear them, but where have they gone?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I always
But
think, can they see us? Can they see us, or can they just hear us? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
we can hear more things than what we actually can see. So is that the same for them? Can they just hear us and they can't see us?
Yeah, I often say that, can they see us or just hear us, or hear us or not see us, and
Yeah.
vice versa. But okay, Mark's got a question for you there anyway. So,
So,
do you believe in getting protection for yourself to stop anything following you home, or does it not bother you? And has anything ever followed you home?
it doesn't bother me. It used to. Doesn't bother me now. I think the more I've been doing it for, the more I realise that, yeah, it's very slim chance of anything like that happening. Um, Not necessarily followed me home. I've had some weird experiences after investigations, um, and also strange dreams. Um, but apart from that, no, it doesn't really bother me. I tell you, there was a time when we was investigating a few years back with the girls, and the same thing keep on reoccurring on investigations. I found that strange. Um, I've had weird dreams from when I investigated the Park Hotel in Morecambe. Um, that place, that place scared me actually. I had this recurring dream about this lady that I could see, and she had jet black hair. I can picture her now actually. Bright red dress on, black round toe shoes, black tie. She looked like something from like the 1920s, 30s era. And she smiles at me, but it's not a nice smile. It's quite sinister. And I realised in that dream, the place where I am is the Park Hotel. I'm in the middle of a party, like a dinner party back in the day. And I had that dream a few times.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was a creepy place. Like you can't go in there now. It's all being renovated
Yeah.
and stuff. But interesting place there.
Okay, so Jazz has got a question for you. What is your earliest memory of experiencing the paranormal?
Earliest memory. Oh, we had her in Grandad's pub. It was her in Grandad's pub. We used to. I can remember being in the pub downstairs. It was where the bar area was near the best part of the hotel before. You'd see it come from the front door, and it was almost like twinkly, sparkly, like shimmery, and it come from the front door, go all the way past it, and go through the wall. And that was it was almost like on loop, so you'd see it often. Um, and the wall was a false wall. It was the old toilets that were all bricked up. So it comes from like the front door area in the pub, past the bar, and then through the wall and go. So that was when I was young. Um, yeah, that was I'd probably say that's the first thing really that I seen. My mum and dad's house. I was scared. I was scared upstairs there. Um, I've seen a few things in my mum and dad's house actually. A few people have seen a few things in my mum and dad's house as well.
Ah. Well, there's a brilliant question from Brendan here. Do you find that the activity is different when it's just you and the girls rather than when you're in a mixed group?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Do you think it's more positive or more or negative?
You know, I don't really know to be fair. I think I think we're a lot more calmer, us girls, when we're all together. I think we, like, years ago, before I went out with the girls, I would say I was a bornette, but I don't know what it is with the actual girls. I think we're a lot more calmer. I don't find it as negative, no. But yeah, I do believe there's some locations that are different depending on your gender. 100%. I've seen some locations where men have gone in and I've watched their invest and I'm like, why is that happening for them? And it doesn't happen for us. We've had nothing. And then it's it's a pattern. So yeah, definitely.
Right. Okay. So, Lincolnshire Lee, are there any new methods that you want to try out on an investigation that you haven't yet tried?
Ooh. So I love anything to do with sound, like your frequencies. You know, like your meditation type music, where it's just like the different frequencies and stuff like that. I'd love to do almost like the S-test method. So you'd have the radio going, but you'd also have the frequencies to see whether it does actually change the atmosphere or the activity. Because I massively believe that sound and frequencies have play a big role in the paranormal. So I'd love
Yeah.
to see whether you can go into like a almost like a meditation state more so than what you do with a regular Esther. Because you do zone out when you do Esther.
Oh
I'd
God,
love
yeah.
to see whether you can do more with it. Almost a bit like, do you know, it's a bit like hypnosis,
Yes.
like that. Yeah.
Oh, good. I know Paul Roberts has put up. Would you girls like to do Bronigarth Hospital?
In Wales.
Yeah, that's the one that we did
Yeah.
our last year's Halloween special.
In that, is that an old workhouse as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've obsessed with workhouses.
Yeah.
Yes. I swear that that's where I, past life, that was me. I do. That era, I'm fascinated by.
But no,
I don't know
you
why.
honestly, you girls would love Bronigarth,
Mm.
and I don't want to say for certain, but I'm sure if you were hiring it, I'm sure it's a place where if it's like Sunday to Thursday, it's a lesser price than obviously we're there in November, hosting an event, but when me and Adam hired it to do the Halloween one, we paid a lesser price, and
Yeah.
so I'm pretty sure they do have a lesser level of price. And if you're just gonna go and you're just booking it as a team or
Yeah.
a collab, but again, that's another place where you get it overnight. But
Yeah.
that'll test you between that and
Yeah.
the Ram. It's like I said when Adam said he was going to Q8. I said I'd love to do Bronigarth on my own, and then I, I still think I would like to do it on my own because it would be the ultimate test of being down a corridor in an old hospital and there's only you in there and filming in night vision. You've got no lights on or anything, and it's you hear something. It's like what you do. It's
So that for me is probably, I would be genuinely terrified. It's something about all care homes and hospitals that
it's the familiarity. That's what I
so
think it is.
it's
It's
the, do you know what I think it's the doorways. Do you know, you're walking down a corridor, there's a door, another door, and it's it's the thought of something being there. There's something about care. Jazz will tell you this. Care homes, hospitals, anything like that. That sort of building genuinely does scare me. It really does. I've
yeah.
got a fear of being something chasing me. I know it won't
So,
happen, but yeah.
so Mark, what I'll do, mate, I'll drop you a private message because obviously we pay not much short of £1,000 when we hire it for an event because we're going to be selling tickets. But they do have a different pricing structure when you're hiring it to film. So yeah, rather than because I don't know if it's changed because it was, I mean we last year's Halloween special. So the 2025 Halloween special was filmed before the 2024 Halloween special had even gone out. That's how well ahead of it and planned we were because of because I knew we were going to use about 9 cameras. I thought I need about 12 months to edit this,
Gotcha.
so to get it to get it done. And it's but yeah, honestly, I mean, I say between that place and the Ram, it's well worth. Even if it turns out you just can get it for £100 each,
Yeah.
it's
Brilliant.
it's so much worth it. And then the great thing is with Bronigarth, you've got the hospital beds to sleep in.
Yeah.
So if you were brave enough to split up, then you can either do what I did, just fall asleep and snore for an hour and a half, whilst poor Adam's hearing footsteps and bangs and taps and
Oh
whistles.
God.
So it's it was 90% of the last 45 minutes of the Halloween special was Adam because it was just cutting to me snoring. It's like I was well away. Granddad needed some sleep.
Jasmine will tell you when we went to the Five Mountain Hotel. It must have been about 4:45, 4:30 in the morning, 4:45, and it was boiling. And I said I could feel my eyes going. And she said next thing she looked at me, I'm gone. I don't know how I slept that, but as soon as if I feel tired, and as soon as my head hits that pillow, I'm gone.
Oh yeah.
Gone.
The giveaway with me is if I'm filming Adam, all of a sudden the camera just goes whoop like that to the side, and then it's like that wakes me up, and then Adam will say, "Do you just fall asleep then?" No, mate, no, mate. But then I'm watching the edit, and it just goes off to the side and back up again.
It's hard. It is
Well,
hard.
I've got one last question for you then before we wrap this.
Yeah.
So I think it was Jamie that was the other person that I've asked this to because I'm kind of keeping this question for people who like are more involved in the paranormal rather than other guests I've had. Obviously last time I had Richard Felix on.
What?
So it's did you know what when you talk about like you kind of do this and it's a hobby. And it's like I finished that and I went upstairs and I said to Suzanne, "Was that okay?" And she was like, "Yeah, that was brilliant." And I turned around and said, "Wow." So I've just interviewed Richard Felix.
I love him, mate. I think I love his theories. His theories,
Yeah.
I truly believe he's brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so my last question, and I asked Jamie, is it's I did mean to put a graphic up and everything, but I completely forgot to do it, and then it was like, do you know what? When early, I'll the next guest I'll have the graphic for it, and it's Paranormal Room 101.
Okay.
So for those that aren't familiar, there was a series called Room 101 where a panel of 3 celebrities got to choose something to put into Room 101, and they had to argue why it had to go in, and then the host would decide which one went in. So if you could put one thing, it could be a piece of equipment, it could be a location, it could be something about the paranormal. If you could put one thing into Room 101, what would it be and why?
Oh, that's a hard one.
It is. That's why I don't tell you before I get you on, you see, because
Oh,
you change your mind 10 times if you had a couple of hours to think about it.
if I could put, oh God, that's really hard. Your own senses. Can I put that in?
Yeah.
Your own senses. And
Hang on.
why?
So you want to get rid of your own senses? Don't forget
No.
this. This is
Oh
Room
no,
101 is
you
something you're
want to
getting
get
rid of.
don't
Yeah.
you? Oh, what I get rid of? Equipment. Keep the
Yeah.
cameras, get rid of equipment.
So I've got to say hello to Luke. It's one of our Grace's schoolmates.
Oh,
Hi, Luke. You okay, mate? Or sweary Luke. Hope you're doing well, mate. Say hello to your granddad for me, mate. So yeah, so you're. I mean, that's I know Adam and you had a good few chats about that. Adam's the same. We get emails sometimes or messages saying, recommend a piece of equipment, and we just go, listen, if you got your camera or you got your phone, your eyes and your ears,
Best.
it goes.
You know yourself as a person when something you. If you're in a situation, you think this isn't right. This your body tells you. Uh, It's like when every day, or nearly every day, I leave my house, I lock my house up, and I go to the car, and every now and again I'll go, please go back and check. And it's those senses for me. They're your best tools.
Yeah,
Your best tools. Get rid of your equipment because the equipment you can't prove. You can't prove your senses. I get that, but the equipment is always going to be poo-pooed anyway. So
yeah.
you're better off just
That's it. And if you're doing what we do, creating a YouTube channel, you need the equipment because
yeah.
for 50%
The visual side.
would still watch you
Yeah,
without anything flashing and lighting and
yeah,
beeping and farting or whatever.
yeah,
But the other 50%, they want that. But then at the same time, if you can correlate the two, I completely agree. It's like it
mm,
goes back to me and Adam just sitting in the theater, just chatting to each other,
yeah,
and getting some great stuff happening around us. It's like taps on the shoulder kind of
yeah,
thing of, hang on, you're supposed to be here talking to us.
yeah.
But
It,
yeah,
it, it's so hard. I wish I could. Wish there's a way that when we're investigating and what we're experiencing and feeling, hearing, seeing, smelling, I wish there's a way that we could get the viewers to actually physically experience that
yeah,
in time. Because no matter what you do, the people watching will never understand what it feels like in that moment because they weren't there to experience it.
yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
Well, at least I chose this picture to finish on because I thought that's our Aimee there. It's that's the Aimee we all miss of you know somewhere in between fear and hilarity.
yeah,
It's at any given time. I think maybe the fear leads to the
the
laughter,
laughing.
just to take the edge off the fear.
That's a great place, by the way. The St
I
Mary's,
was yeah.
great place, full of history. The history's amazing there. It goes back to the War of the Roses. Where it is, there's the longest battle um, during the War of the Roses. There was
So is
about 100
that
that
the
died.
little church that's
Yeah,
on its own in the middle
yeah,
of right? I know the place. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I'd highly recommend. It's called like the Ramblers Church, sorry, because it was fallen to pieces where we looked after, and then like a local group looked after it. It's open 24/7, so you can go and investigate. It's a church. People should be respectful. Very interesting place, and every time we've investigated there, something different happened. Great.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think since we've been going for an hour and 45 minutes, which
Bloody hell.
it's a great thing talking to someone like yourself. Though it's like when me and Jamie Williams get talking. It's like you
Yeah.
got to keep an eye on the clock and think, right, okay, we need to care a bit now. But I mean, listen, thank you very much, mate, for coming on. I know it's
Thank you for having me.
I know everyone's let's drop some love in the comments for Aimee because yeah, it's we have all missed you. It's
Oh,
it's and I'd say it's great. It's kind of like it as a fan of yours as well as I'm proud to call myself a friend of yours as well. It's been really nice to kind of not just follow Shy's journey over this last
yeah,
couple of years, but also to see yourself kind of curve round, and now you've found that little core group of investigators to go out
yeah,
with that you trust implicitly, and
yeah,
that's everything. It's like me and Adam have always had each other,
yeah,
and we trust each other implicitly. We know we wouldn't do anything to to deceive the other one on an
yeah,
investigation, and it's so nice that you found that now,
yeah.
because it's like that's I know that's what you've been searching for. So
That's what you
yeah,
need. That's what you need. You need to be around people that you can wholeheartedly trust. Because if you don't, if you don't, it's Like, what you do, what's the point? What is the point? You're
Yeah,
never gonna fully enjoy it or fully believe in what you are doing. So yeah, I'm very grateful.
no, they're all there's a lot of love getting dropped in the comments for you, mate.
Oh, thank you. I've missed everybody, and I'm just glad to be able to get back into it now.
But no, obviously everyone's missed you as well, mate. But yeah, but if you hang fire there for me, I'm just gonna. So yeah, I'll all I would say, guys, is thank you so much for everyone who has joined us. Just as a last reminder, I will just put up that there are tickets left to join myself at Hoylake Parade on the 26th of September. Tickets are £50 each. If you are a YouTube channel member for Haunted Scouse, you get 10% off your ticket. So you'll get it for £45. You get all your hot and cold drinks, all your sweets, all the mawams that you can shove in your pockets at the end of the night. If you can get to them before Ronnie does. Don't think it goes unnoticed if you're still watching, big fella. But yeah, it'll promises to be a great night. It's only partially accessible. There is an upstairs part to it, so for anybody that might have any mobility issues, then just drop us a message on Facebook and we can let you know, whether or not it's suitable. But yeah, listen, thank you so much, guys, for joining in on the chat, and I'll bring Aimee back on before we finish, so that you can say
Thank
your
you.
goodbyes too.
Thank you for having me on. I've really enjoyed it. I've not done this for a while. It's been nice to chat and just talk in general, but a bit of everything, bit of paranormal. It's been lovely. Yeah, so thank you so much. I really,
No,
really appreciate it.
no, listen, you were one of the first names on the list.
Oh.
Soon as I knew I was going to start doing regular podcasts, you were right in there amongst the Richard Felixes and the Simon Entwistles.
Oh.
So it's like, but listen, guys, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us on a Monday night. And I chose Monday nights where I can for the podcast, because I think it's a nice start to the week. It's it sometimes makes Tuesday really hard, because I go into the office on a Tuesday and I'm like, oh, I want to do that again. It's like I'm back to the day job of bringing in containers for companies and things. But that's what makes the paranormal so special to us, is that it's a break from the day job and things like that. But yeah, so if you just hang fire there for me, please, Aimee, and yeah, everybody else, thank you so much for joining, and yeah, we will see you on the next one.